Hey guys, have you ever wondered what a normal day looked like for a Filipino hundred of years ago? How did they talk? What they did right? And how did they survive? Today, we are turning this park into a 5-minute time machine. We're going to look a day in the life of our ancestors and see.
Our beautiful journey begins deep within the rich, untamed soil of pre-colonial era. Imagine waking up to pristine world where the forests and the open skies serve as our ultimate library, and everyday life was deeply communal, simple, and completely free. Long before Western colonial ships ever reached our tropical shores, our literature was already vibrant, diverse, and completely alive. It was carefully and patiently carved onto raw bamboos and fresh leaves.
But in the year 1521, that beautiful freedom suddenly faded away. For over 300 long years of Spanish rule, the daily life of every single Filipino was completely changed by the constant sound of church bells. Daily life became deeply religious, very strict, and full of fear. The invaders used literature as a strong tool to teach the Christian faith, forcing everyone to read novenas and pray the Passion day and night. Women were always expected to stay inside the house, to be completely silent, and to always follow the rules. Yet, even under all that fear and beneath all the forced prayers, a silent spark for a great revolution was completely growing in our hearts, just waiting for the right time to be written.
When did our education started? Education started with Americans, where they teach us basic education, and our former teachers we called Thomasites. That's why we have education right now. We need to educate ourselves.
But that modern world turned into complete nightmare when World War II struck. The Japanese occupation suddenly brought that taste of hunger, intense terror, and strict censorship across our lands. The English language was completely banned, and for ordinary citizens, everyday life shrank into a brutal struggle for daily survival. But the resilient Filipino spirit could never be truly crushed. Even a absolutely darkness of war, we defiantly turned back to our native Tagalog language, secretly writing short haikus, creating underground resistant art, and hiding verses under the trees to keep the ultimate hope of liberty. Decades later, the battle for the Filipino voice moved to the streets during martial law, when freedom of speech was stripped away. The youth refused to be silenced. The daily life of a student became a fight for truth. Literature left the quiet libraries and marched into the streets. Through underground pamphlets and brave poetry, the
Our rules change and our language change, but the Filipino voice, it has always been and always be unbreakable. Thank you for traveling through time with us. Bye!